Well, hello there. Today I thought I'd run you through a sheet that I've been working on for quite some time since I've been playing Yorick. I call it Yorick Versus. It is essentially my general thoughts when it comes to matchups when fighting in lane primarily because the laning phase, especially pre-level 6 Yorick, can be the roughest to pin down. And if you, what I've noticed is with top lane, if you can snowball a lead early, it just helps you push more turrets, attract more attention, help your teammates get objectives, and that's going to benefit the team overall. So I created a sheet just to help me kind of remember all of the things that I've learned. And I'm still learning about Yorick, still learning about League of Legends. So this is just what I've learned so far based on fighting some of these champions. Now, depending on popularity, of course, I'll be fighting some champions more often than others. So that means I will have more. I have more games against Aurelia, Riven, Set, Cho'Gath, in comparison to someone like Briar, for example, who is mainly played in the jungle, from what I can tell. But when she's played top lane, whoo, Gangplank is one of my lesser played games. So the more I play these against these matchups, the more I learn things, and I'll just update them. Uh, I'll include this in moving forward. I think I'll include this as a link in the description if you want to check it out. So pretty much, it is just a repository of all of what I've learned based on fighting these champions. I categorize them from strength. Where are their strengths? Is there strength in all ins or in poke? Granted that a lot of champions have a mix of both, depending on what cooldowns are available, the type of kit that this champion has. But in general, I try to make it binary so that I understand if, for example, Briar is really good at all ins. That means we can't let her. If that's her strength, then she'll be weaker when it comes to poking if she's poked down. So that means I'm going to do my best to poke her down to prevent her from just going all in on me. Well, as much as you can. Champion name, damage type, attack damage or magic damage. I have a hybrid here, or varies. For example, Shaco and I believe Jax. Those are two good examples of champions that can vary in terms of attack damage and magic damage depending on how they build. Well, how they're played in game. Threat level, similar to the system in League of Legends where S is top tier performance. I'm just following that. So S for the most dangerous, and then A tier next, and then B. It's kind of messed up in terms of, in terms of in terms of prioritization. But at least when I search for example, Camille top lane. Okay, she can deal it. She mostly deals attack damage. Her strength is all in, so I have to be really careful when she tries to all in me. And her threat level, while not as still pretty good, she can run away with the lane if I'm not careful. And then strategy. This is mostly laning phase because once we're starting to group up, the dynamics changes too much when it comes. It depends on the team comp, what kind of crowd control they have, what what the strengths of our team comp is. Are we ahead? Are we behind? There's too many factors there. I feel like this is a much easier thought process to remember, especially when playing. General strategy that I've used to be able to at least make, if not make the lane even, figure out a way to put myself ahead. And then sometimes I put in the build path that got me there. But the build path really depends, of course. I'm sure when you play League of Legends, if let's say for example you're fighting against Garen top lane, you could buy Executioner's Culling to prevent Garen from healing so much and not nullifying your damage, which is fair. It's actually a good thought process. But will you be able to use the healing reduction against the rest of the team? if they have a Silas jungle, or let's say they have a Silas mid, a Briar jungle, and then a Garen top, all of those really need healing. As in, healing is in, and health regen is part of their kit. So that's where you get the most out of Executioner's Culling. And if that's the case, if I see that, I'm going to build healing reduction early. I just want to prevent them from getting to their power spikes. So I have an easier time when fighting against them. So that's my thought process. This second tab, it's a work in matchup data. This tab is still a work in progress in general anyway. But build path ideas is also much more of a work in progress. Workshopping this one. I'm sharing my thoughts when it comes to why do you want to go for upgraded boots or for Shojin, Vandal Pipes, Jack Show, and any of the am I fighting against AD mages. Just my general thoughts, and I'm going to change, by the way, the name of this sheet and updated for 26.3. Just to help me understand when was the last time I updated this sheet, if there's anything to be updated based on recent changes when it comes to patch notes. All right, that was it. Just thought I'd share that with you. If you're playing Yorick and you want to look at the things that I've learned when playing against certain champions, there's a link in the description, and I'll do my best to make sure it's added to every video moving forward, if I remember. But also, let's say you're fighting against Yorick. At least you know what I'm a Yorick main, so you know what my thought process is if you're Camille in this instance, and you want to say, okay, what is Yorick thinking about when fighting against Camille, my champion? And if you're interested in that, on the off chance that you are, there might be something here. At least you understand where I'm coming from. But also, just one last asterisk. My playstyle is very poke and space, although I build mostly bruiser. I don't build Trinity Force, so that means I don't prioritize the all-in. I allow the ghouls and maiden to do most of the work, and then when I can bonk people, I choose the opportunities when I go all in. I try to be very careful and scrutinize the proper opportunity. So hope this helps, and GG, have fun out there.